Step into your greatness, let it shine oh so bright. I am worthy VIP, gonna take you to new heights. Turn the volume up, let's ignite your soul's delight. Join the journey now, everything gonna be alright. Hey, hey, you know you're worthy all day.
All right, so are you ready to max out your life?
Let's do it.
Because that's exactly what we're diving into today. We're taking a deep dive into Ed Mylett's book, Max Out Your Life.
It's a pretty incredible playbook for becoming like an absolute powerhouse.
Yeah, in everything you do.
Literally everything.
We're talking habits, mindset, confidence, physical energy, the whole 9 yards. But you know what's interesting?
What's that?
The guy who now preaches about maximizing your life,
Yeah.
he actually started out with the nickname Eddie Spaghetti.
Eddie Spaghetti. I mean, can you imagine?
Not exactly the picture of a high performer.
No, not at all. He was this like scrawny kid, got picked on a lot.
Oh, wow.
But baseball, that became his outlet,
Yeah.
like his way to prove himself.
I love that. It's like he found that inner strength.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
here's the thing. He was on this path to greatness, right?
Mm.
And then boom, a tumor in his calf just throws a wrench in everything.
Oof. Talk about a curveball.
Right. Like, what do you do with that? But, it's fascinating. Ed sees this as a turning point.
Interesting.
He talks about this idea that things happen for us, not to us.
I like that.
That injury led him to work with at-risk youth at this place called McKinley Home for Boys.
Oh, wow.
And that's where he discovered his true passion, helping others reach their full potential.
Okay, gotta admit, sometimes these self-help books can get a little,
A little too woo-woo.
Exactly.
Okay.
But that idea really resonates with me. It's like, how many times have we looked back on something and thought, oh, this is a disaster, and then later realized it actually put us on a better path?
It's all about perspective, right?
Totally. So how about we shift gears a bit and talk about Ed's approach to maximizing potential? I mean, he's got some pretty specific strategies, right?
Oh, absolutely. He is a huge believer in structuring your day for success, especially your mornings.
Especially mornings, okay? Because let's face it, some mornings it's tough to even get out of bed.
Tell me about it. Some mornings, I'm hitting that snooze button way too many times.
Right. So what's Ed's secret weapon for conquering those mornings?
An early wake-up call. We're talking 4:30, 5:0 a.m.
Whoa, 4.30. Okay, before anyone listening hits the stop button on this deep dive, tell me why.
Because hear me out. Ed actually calculated that waking up just 1 hour earlier every day is like adding 76 extra work days to your year.
Wait, what? 76 extra days. Okay, you have my attention.
It's like finding all this hidden time that you didn't even know you had.
Wow, that's actually pretty incredible.
Right. But let's be real. Getting up early is only part of the equation.
True. I mean, I need more than just extra time to feel like I'm operating at peak performance.
For sure. So Ed starts his day with a liter of water, which makes sense, right? Hydration is key.
Yeah, definitely.
But then he does something a little unexpected. He calls it a cold shock.
A cold shock?
Yeah, it's like a jolt to wake up your nervous system.
Okay, how does he do that?
Could be cold shower.
Woo, a cold shower first thing in the morning.
I know, not for everyone. Or he says even just stepping outside into the crisp morning air for a few minutes can do the trick.
Okay, yeah, I can maybe get on board with that.
It's about shaking things up a bit,
I like that.
waking up your body and your mind.
Are there any other kind of morning routine gems he shares that are maybe a little more, I don't know, approachable?
Oh, yeah, for sure. He dives deep into his full routine in his podcast, but one thing that really stuck with me was this. Make your bed.
Make your bed, really?
No, it sounds so simple.
Yeah, almost too simple.
But he explains that it's about starting your day with a small win.
Okay.
Like an act of discipline that creates momentum for the rest of the day. Plus, let's be honest, who doesn't love crawling into a nicely made bed at the end of the long day?
True. That is a nice feeling.
Right. So even something as small as making your bed can have a big impact on your mindset.
I love that. Okay, so Ed's clearly big on taking action.
He is.
But he's not just about external actions, right?
Right.
He also talks about the power of our thoughts and beliefs, too.
Absolutely. He dives deep into this concept called the reticular activating system, or like the RAS.
But RAS.
Yeah, it's basically your brain's filter. It decides what you pay attention to.
So, like, if I'm obsessing over getting a new car, and then suddenly I'm seeing that car everywhere I go.
Exactly. That's your RAS in action. You've programmed it to focus on that specific car.
Interesting.
Now imagine harnessing that same power and applying it to your goals. If you're constantly thinking about what you want to achieve, your brain will start noticing opportunities you might have missed before.
So we're talking about like training our brains to focus on the positive and the possibilities.
Yes, exactly. And that's where Ed's guidance comes in. He gives us the tools to reprogram our RAS to focus on success and abundance. He even uses this phrase, blissful dissatisfaction.
Blissful dissatisfaction. Now that sounds a little contradictory, doesn't it?
It does, but hear me out. It's like finding that sweet spot,
Okay.
between being content with where you are in life, but still having that drive,
Yeah,
that hunger to achieve more.
I like that.
You're happy with the amazing meal you're having right now, but you're still excited for dessert.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. It's about enjoying the present without losing sight of those future goals.
Exactly. And that brings us to another critical element of maximizing your life.
Okay.
Confidence.
Confidence.
Huge. Ed talks about this thing he calls the identity thermostat.
The identity thermostat.
It's this idea that we actually sabotage ourselves sometimes.
Really?
Yeah, because our achievements start to exceed our self-worth.
So it's like we have this internal limit on how successful we think we can be.
Yeah, we can only handle so much success.
That's interesting.
Right. So if we want to break through that limit, we got to raise that thermostat.
Okay, how do we do that?
Well, Ed suggests surrounding yourself with people who operate at a higher level than you.
I've heard that before, but it always sounds a little intimidating. Like, what if I don't fit in with these high achievers?
It's not about trying to become someone you're not right. It's about seeing what's possible, expanding your beliefs. And remember, these high achievers, they were once where you are now.
That's a good point.
They just figured out how to, crank up that thermostat.
So they're kind of like living proof.
Exactly. And their energy, it rubs off on you.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's about shifting your mindset from I can't to how can I?
Love that.
Ed also talks about the power of massive action.
Massive action, okay.
Yeah, but in a short amount of time. It's about proving to yourself that you're capable of way more than you think.
So kind of like jumping in head first. Little like that cold shower approach.
I like that analogy. It's not about being reckless, though. It's more about, calculated risks, pushing past your comfort zone and seeing what you're really made of.
And the more you push yourself, the more confident you become.
100%. It's like a feedback loop.
I love that.
And that confidence, it just spills over into everything you do. Now, let's talk about maximizing physical energy. Ed's a huge advocate for taking care of your body.
Right.
He calls it reaching an elite physical state.
So we're not just talking about looking good here, right?
It's bigger than that.
Yeah.
It's about having energy, feeling confident.
Yeah.
And longevity, living a long and healthy life.
I like it.
When you feel good physically, it impacts your mind too.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It changes your drive.
Everything, yeah.
Your overall well-being.
It's like fueling your success from the inside out.
100%. He recommends hiring a trainer.
Okay.
Which I think makes a lot of sense for accountability and guidance. Mm-hmm. But he also says incorporate fitness into your daily life in little ways,
Oh, okay. How do you do that?
Like following fitness people on social media.
Oh, interesting.
Or listening to fitness podcasts.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
So it's like surrounding yourself with that fitness mindset.
Yeah, exactly. Even when you're not at the gym.
I like that a lot.
And those reminders, they keep you motivated.
Yeah, they do.
And of course, we can't forget about diet and hydration.
Yeah, and outrun a bad diet.
Your truth.
Yeah.
It's all connected.
Yeah.
Now let's shift gears a bit and talk about goal setting.
Okay. Goal setting is huge.
Ed has this really practical framework for taking your dreams.
Yeah.
And actually making them happen.
Love that. Yeah. Goal setting is something that I'm always working on. Sometimes I struggle to actually achieve those goals, though.
Yeah, it can be tough.
What's the secret?
Well, Ed really emphasizes 3 key elements: specificity, accountability, and visualization.
Okay, I've heard those before, but how does Ed approach them differently?
He's all about being crystal clear with your goals.
Okay.
Vague aspirations don't cut it.
So I want to be successful. That's not going to work.
It's like trying to drive somewhere without a destination, right?
Yeah.
You'll just wander aimlessly.
Yeah, exactly.
He suggests asking yourself, how much money do I want to make? By when?
Yeah.
What will that money allow me to do? The more specific you are, the better.
So it's like you have to actually paint a picture of what that success looks like.
Exactly. He also talks about having an accountability partner.
Okay. Accountability is tough.
It can be, but it's so important.
Yeah.
Find someone who's going to push you,
Okay.
not let you make excuses.
Yeah, you need that.
And then visualization,
Okay, visualization I've heard of, like vision boards and stuff. Is that what we're talking about?
that can be part of it, but it's more about really creating that picture
Okay.
of yourself achieving those goals.
Okay.
The more you can immerse yourself in that vision, the more you'll be motivated to actually take action.
Just like tricking your brain into thinking it's already happened.
Kind of. He
Yeah.
uses this really powerful example in the book about like saving for your child's education.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
He suggests having a clear picture, like a photo even, of your kid at their dream school.
Okay.
And that image, it can help you stay committed to your savings plan, you know?
Yeah, I love that. It's about connecting to the emotion behind the goal.
100%. That makes it way more powerful than just checking something off a to-do list.
It does.
Now, speaking of powerful emotions, Ed dives into this concept he calls the unwavering will to win.
Okay, unwavering will to
He
win.
poses this really thought-provoking question.
Okay.
Can you be bought? Do your dreams have a price tag?
Whoa, that's a deep question.
It makes you think, right?
It does. So it's about figuring out, like, what are you truly willing to sacrifice
Yes.
to reach those goals?
The people who achieve extraordinary things, they have this unshakable commitment, you know? They've decided their goals are worth more than any obstacle
Wow.
or temptation
Yeah.
that comes their way.
I love that.
He uses this analogy about buying a gift for a coworker
Okay.
versus a gift for, like, a sick loved one.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
With the coworker, you know, we might be focused on the cost,
Yeah,
like looking for something within a certain budget.
right.
But with a sick loved one, that price tag doesn't even matter. Their well-being is worth any cost.
It is.
So it's about shifting our mindset from cost to worth.
Cost to worth. I like that a lot.
When it comes to our dreams, what are we really willing to invest?
Yeah.
Not just financially, but emotionally,
It's about the commitment.
mentally, physically. Are we willing to go through the tough stuff, you know?
Yeah.
The setbacks, the rejections,
Yeah, it's not always easy.
the temptation to just settle.
It's not.
Yeah, it's about that unbreakable spirit, that drive to succeed no matter what.
It's powerful. But what about, when you do achieve success, like how do you make sure you don't get complacent?
That's a great question. Ed warns against letting success dampen our drive.
Okay.
He encourages continuous growth, learning, and innovation.
So even when you're at the top of your game, you
You can't stop.
can't get complacent.
Exactly. Remember, blissful dissatisfaction. It's about finding that balance again, celebrating your wins, but still having that hunger to achieve more.
It's like that saying, the journey is the destination. It's not about reaching some imaginary finish line. It's about embracing the process of, like, continuous growth and evolution.
Yes, beautifully said. And that brings us to Ed's final point. You put in the work, so you expect to win. What a statement, right? It is powerful. It's about owning your success, believing in yourself, and not settling for anything less than you deserve.
I love that. We've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive.
We have.
From Eddie Spaghetti to
Yeah.
cold showers to the power of visualizing your goals.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. Ed Mylett clearly has a unique approach to maximizing life.
He does.
So for our listener out there, what are some of those key takeaways? What do you think are the big things they should remember?
I think the biggest takeaway is that it's all connected,
Right.
Your habits, your mindset, your confidence, your physical well-being, how you set those goals and your determination, they all work together.
Yeah, and when you strengthen one area, it kind of has this ripple effect
It does.
on all the others, right?
Exactly.
So it's like you make your bed every morning,
Yeah.
and suddenly you're crushing your goals and you feel unstoppable.
Well, maybe not that simple,
Okay.
but you get the idea.
Yeah.
It's about recognizing that you have the power to change your thoughts, your habits, and your beliefs.
It reminds me of that quote, "The only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be."
Ooh, I like that one.
And Ed Mylett really echoes that sentiment in this book.
He does. He challenges us to become the main character,
Yes.
in our own story,
Baby.
to surround ourselves with people who support us.
And to embrace those butterfly moments,
Yeah.
right? Those feelings when you step outside your comfort zone.
Yeah, that uncertainty and the excitement that comes with growth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's how you know you're on the right track.
Yeah.
So for our listener out there, if you're ready to max out your life, I highly recommend checking out Ed Mylett's podcasts for even more inspiration and guidance.
Definitely check those out. And remember, you get what you expect.
That's a good one.
If you go through life with a scarcity mindset, constantly focused on what you lack, that's all you're going to see. But if you shift your perspective and cultivate an abundance mindset, believe in your potential,
Yes.
and expect to win your world is going to reflect that.
It's all about perspective, right?
100%.
Seeing those challenges as opportunities, those setbacks as redirects, and knowing that you are capable of achieving anything you set your mind to.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And Ed really emphasizes that the journey is just as important as the destination. It's about enjoying the process, the thrill of pursuing your dreams, the satisfaction of pushing yourself further than you thought possible.
He leaves us with that powerful thought. You put in the work, so you expect to win.
And that's how you max out your life.
So go out there and make it happen. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive, and we'll see you next time.
Step into your greatness, let it shine oh so bright. I am worthy VIP, gonna take you to new heights. Turn the volume up, let's ignite your soul's delight. Join the journey now, everything gonna be alright. Hey, hey, you know you're worthy all day. Stand tall, feel the love come your way. VIP every single day. Let's celebrate, it's your time to sway. Unlock your power, let your spirit take flight. I am worthy VIP, beaming light into the night. Feel the magic spark, it's a beautiful sight. Here to cheer you on, life shining a new light.